Hello, TikTok. Oh boy. Card on the bottom of the deck is the Tower. We're starting off fun. Hello, you guys. Good to be back on TikTok. I'm gonna pull a card while I'm waiting for you guys to come in. Welcome to all of you. Come on in. While I'm waiting for you guys to come in, first of all, remember, help me help you. Share the live. We're gonna do some free messages from your loved ones today. And while I'm waiting for you guys to come in, I'm going to just pick a card here. Let me say that differently. You guys ask a question, and then I'm going to pick a card, and that'll be the answer to your question. These are like little fillers I do in between readings and stuff. Helps more people out there at the same time, right? And today's going to be a bit of a special live, I want to say, because I have a personal story to share with all of you guys. So many people ask all the time, if you're a psychic medium, which I am, talk to dead people for a living. I communicate and bring messages through for your loved ones, for you guys. But can we do that in our own lives? And yes, you can. Let me tell you, I had an experience with spirit this weekend that was just as dramatic as some of you guys experience. Once you know how to understand the subtle energies of spirit, then it is mathematically impossible to pass off as fluke, random, and chance. So I learned a long time ago that God teaches me through life experience, teaches all of us through life experience. And that's how I am who I am, actually. I haven't learned to be a psychic medium through courses or books or anything like that. I was born this way. For whatever reason, I'm able to perceive the physical reality and the non-physical reality, which is all around us. And that has been very complicated throughout that has presented very complicated challenges throughout my early childhood. But more so, the reason why I was able to get through all that and understand what was happening to me and do this work that I'm doing is through life experience and the direct communications that I get from spirit, from God, from the non-physical energies that are all around us. So I want to share some of that with you today, a little bit about what I'm talking about, because I had a really cool experience, sad and cool at the same time experience this weekend. And I think it's a perfect analogy, actually, because a lot of the souls that I talk to every single day, a lot of times when we're dealing with people who've passed away, death can be messy. It can leave broken families, and it can leave broken hearts. So sometimes when somebody dies, everything goes boom, right? Like even my cards are jumping. Sometimes when somebody dies, it feels like big tower moment. Everything explodes, right? And then it's like, well, now it's too late. You're dead and gone, and I can never fix this again. But I want you guys to know that it's never too late, that your loved ones are always still here trying to communicate with you, trying to heal through it, trying to help the family heal. And so as I tell this story today, before we get started, I really want you to listen if you're in this kind of situation, because it is very subtle, the energies that spirit communicates with, but it is very extraordinarily profound and in your face at the same time. And it is better than them being gone. That's the only way I can say it, is that I know that them communicating in the non-physical, energetic, invisible world is not the same as when they were connecting and communicating in the physical world. But I promise you it's better than dead. And they're never just gone. They're still here. They're still communicating in our own lives. And so the reason why I get up here and do these free readings for you guys is not because I'm here to prove anything to you. I promise you, that's not it. I've been doing this work for a very long time. 10 years at least now. I'm a psychic medium by trade. That's what I do. I make my money from private readings, group readings, psychic medium life coaching, things like that. I don't get up here and do these lives trying to make money from you guys. And especially today, that's not why I'm here. I'll tell you something. The minute that I got up this morning, all I could feel was spirit saying that they needed my help. They wanted my help to help you guys, because so many people out there are feeling the pain and the separation from their loved ones. And so if I can reconnect a few of you with messages and validations that are mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance, if I can share some of the knowledge and the wisdom that has been gifted to me that will help you understand their presence in your own lives and create some healing for you and your loved ones, then that is the inspiration that keeps me up here doing this work every single day. That's what this is about for me. I'm not here to prove anything to you guys. In fact, if you guys are healthy skeptics, which I love because there's so many trolls and there's so many frauds out there that say they can do this work and they don't know their head from their hole in the ground, then I implore you to please check out my Facebook page, Real Tracy Horseman Medium, because I've been doing free live readings on Facebook for 10 years. I just got my live button on TikTok not that long ago. Not very technologically bright, working on that, but it has not been my strong suit. So this TikTok is kind of new to me, but I've been doing this work for 10 years on Facebook for free, because I think it's that important to help all of you guys. So if you are skeptical, if you've never seen me read before and you're not sure whether or not I'm the real thing or whatnot, then please go check out some of my videos. Watch this live. I want to earn your respect before I try to read for you. Because if you come to me with that prove it energy, it actually distorts the connection that I get with spirit. It's like they have a message they want to deliver to you. And if you're blocked from receiving their message because you have an agenda, a prove it agenda, I can't help you. There's something spirit taught me a long time ago, and I didn't even know this before spirit told me this. I had to look it up actually, is that they said even Jesus could not perform miracles in his own hometown. I was like, what? Jesus was a miracle maker. He healed people. He brought the dead back to life. What do you mean he couldn't perform miracles in his hometown? So I went and I looked it up. Fact. When you are around people that see you as somebody that can't help them, even if you have the power to help them, you can't. And the reason is because this world is built on free will. And I can't go against your free will. Jesus couldn't go against people's free will either. So that means if your free will says, I don't believe this is possible, then there is nothing I can say or do that will be able to make you believe that it is. But if you know that it's possible, and if you are open to hearing what they have to say, they will bring forward some of the most beautiful messages and validations and healing and comforting, energetic, subtle alignments that you could ever possibly imagine. And the communications will never stop. And I'm going to explain a little story about what I'm talking about before we get started in giving some messages. And I got lots of time today, you guys. I have no kids here today. Thank goodness. They're with daddy for a week or two. Yay. And I have no appointments today. So my day is with spirit. I can stay here for quite a bit. And then I'm going to go live and do some more on Facebook. So before I get into that whole process and tell my story, I just want to start with a card pull. So think of a question, you guys. Think of a question. I'm going to pull a card, explain what it means, which will be the answer to your question. And then I'm going to tell you a personal story about how spirit can start healing your lives, even in the non-physical reality. All right, you got your question? Here we go. You couldn't ask for a better answer. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, you guys. Nine of Cups energy literally means wish fulfillment. It means I got my ducks in a row. It means I'm satisfied. I'm happy. I'm content. I don't know what you asked, but that's a good answer. Okay. So you guys, I want to share with you a little story, and I didn't even tell my friend I was going to share this story, but I hope she won't mind. I don't think. She doesn't even have TikTok, so she won't know unless I tell you guys, or unless I tell her, which I will. But anyway, this weekend was kind of rough for me. First of all, I have teenagers, which are the reason why I have gray hair that I do. So this week was rough. And then as I got to the weekend and I dropped my teenager off with his dad, I thought, woohoo, I'm going to be, free now. I worked most of the day Saturday, and as soon as I was done work, my best friend, one of my best friends, messaged me and said that her dog had fallen in the pool. She has a very old, blind dog, and normally the dog doesn't go anywhere near the pool because the dog can feel the difference between the grass and the pool tiles, which are all around the outside of the pool. And they watch her pretty good, but they were setting up for her husband's birthday party. And so, the for whatever reason, they turned their back for 1 minute and the dog's floating in the pool. Her husband jumped in the pool, scratched up his whole back trying to get this dog out, got the dog out. They did CPR. The dog was dead. They did CPR for a couple of minutes, and then the dog started foaming at the mouth, and the dog came back. And she was breathing, and she was kind of walking around and stuff, but you could tell she wasn't right. And, you know, they were setting up for, like I said, her husband's birthday party. And so everybody just happened to be home. She's got older children as well, so they just happened to be home that day. And her husband's parents just happened to be there that day, who also loved the dog. It was like everybody who loved this dog was already going to be there that day because of this party. So the dog came back, but they phoned the vet and they made arrangements that they had to go put the dog down that day. But because all of the family was there, they were able to all say their goodbyes properly. And I'm trying not to choke up, right? Because I love that dog too. Give me a sec. It's an emotional day, you guys. Anyway, poor Tika. So they all said their goodbyes to Tika, and she messaged me, and I was telling her, I was like, you know what? Tika came back. You know, she let you guys bring her back for those kids. She didn't want them having that last memory of her floating in the pool. She didn't want them thinking that's how she died. She needed them to know it was time to go. But she came back so that they could all gather around and say the goodbyes properly. And while I was talking to her, I kept hearing the song, I just came back to say goodbye, because that's how my freaky head works. When spirit communicates, they communicate with sound. Doesn't mean it has to be appropriate. I'm trying to grieve and I'm hearing this funky song and I'm like, oh my God. But it was a sweet message anyway. We got the point. During that time that I was talking to her, or in between those times, because I was talking to her, then we hung up, and then my mom called, and I haven't talked to my mom in a bit. My mom has a brain injury. For those of you that don't know, she had a brain aneurysm when I was 16 and pregnant 30 years ago, and she has had brain injuries ever since. She lived, but she's been brain injured ever since, but she's still here. She's still here. So anyway, my mom phones me, and she's telling me that my beloved aunt, who died a few months back, I think it was in March, whom my family told me was not having a service for, they had a service for. My mom has a brain injury, so she doesn't know how to keep secrets. She was like, oh yeah, they did this big service. All like the family all got together and did this service. But nobody told me. If you're new to my page, my family doesn't really fly with my belief systems. They don't really understand the work that I do. I've been disowned by a lot of them for the work that I do and the beliefs that I have. But I got to give you a little backstory on this, because my mom's family, my mom has 7 kids in her family, 7 siblings. And they grew up, her dad was in the military. He was a really rough man. There's a lot of abuse on that side of the family, alcoholism, things like that. So her siblings grew up and they were scattered. They had not talked to each other in many, many, many years. And so about 10 years ago, after I was divorced and stuff, I started out on a mission where I started driving out to Ontario, where they all live, and visiting them all, whether they liked it or not, bringing my kids, my little kids, and being like, hi, aunties and uncles, and we're here to see you, and we missed you, and we loved you, and have you talked to so-and-so? And my mission was to reunite them one of the last things that my grandma had asked of them, and that she kept reminding me in my head for a decade, was that she wanted them to all stay together. She wanted them to all stay in communication. And this happens in families sometimes. When we lose somebody, the family just splinters, right? There's unresolved issues, or the loved one that passed was the matriarch that kept the glue together, right? And especially when you're dealing with family lines that had a lot of abuse and situations like that, it's even more delicate. So for 10 years, I spent every summer driving back and forth to Ontario, reuniting all these siblings. And a couple years ago was my last trip out there, was the last one that I had to reunite, was their youngest brother. He literally hadn't talked to them for like 30 years. And I had reconnected with him, and I flew out there. He lived in the Hamilton area. And he didn't have a license. So I rented a car. I flew out there in 2020. I put that damn face diaper on my face. And if you know how much I didn't like those things, then you know how hard that was for me and how much I had to love them in order to do that. Here nor there. I flew out there. I drove him from Hamilton all the way up to Smooth Rock Falls, which is an hour north of Timmins, way up north Ontario, and I reunited the last of the siblings. It was a very difficult trip for me because I didn't know before I went out there that my youngest uncle, I'm not going to use the word alcoholic, but I will say he drank the entire time I was there. And I will say that with my history of being beaten, raped, and abused by people that had been drinking, it was a very difficult trip for me. So when I got back from that trip, I kind of separated myself a little bit and was focusing on doing my work, and just glad that they had reunited and whatnot. There was a lot of chaos and stuff that trip because a lot of my family members were hurting and were drinking, and my uncle Rick had died a couple of years before, which again splintered chaos, family muck, right? I know, too much information, but it's relevant. So if you're following me, it'll mean something in a second. So anyway, when I got back from that trip after reuniting the youngest brother, I kind of pulled back from him. And when I did that, I got disowned from the entire family. They really started, I don't know if it was everybody got the pokey poke. It's around that time where my beliefs around the pokey poke, around everything, started to separate them from me even more than they were before. If it wasn't bad enough that I talked to dead people, well, now I like Trump. Oh my God, you Satanist, you. Like they hated me. I shouldn't use the word hate. I can't tell you all I can tell you is that's what it felt like, because they didn't talk to me anymore. They pulled back. I don't know if everybody's sitting around talking to me about me. I don't know. I know that I love them with my whole heart. And on that last visit, when I brought the youngest brother there, all of the siblings were like, as soon as we walked in the door, they all went to him and they were all loving on him, and they were all like, oh my God, Richard, you're here, blah. And I just kind of stood there like, yeah, I'm here too, guys. Like, I came all the way from Alberta, hello. And my Auntie Sharon, the one that died a few months ago, she was the only one. She pushed past everybody else and came down the stairs and was like, there's my Tracy girl. And she gave me a big hug, wrapped her arms around me, and you know, she was always the one that was there for me. When my mom had her aneurysm, they flew out and they helped take care of us because I was pregnant in 16. So I tell you, she was my favorite auntie. So anyway, you need to know all that to understand this weekend. So she died a few months ago, and the family told me that they weren't, when I called and asked, they told me that they weren't doing a service. So my mom calls on Saturday and she tells me that they did do a service. Nobody told me, and I wasn't invited, and I wasn't there. So I was kind of mad at my Aunt Sharon, because who cares if the family didn't tell me? And Sharon, you didn't tell me. I know you're dead, but I'm a medium. And I know that the dead can align synchronicity and coincidence. They can use synchronicity and alignment to align me with the truth. They could have done that, right? But they didn't. She didn't. Why? That's what I wanted to know. Why? Like, seriously. They didn't tell me. Okay, fine. But you're in instantaneous love, light, and peace. So why didn't you do that? I felt really betrayed that day. And so then my friend called me back, and she was telling me that they were going to be releasing some of her husband's birthday balloons for the dog, that they had put her down, and they were going to release some birthday balloons. And I told her what my mom had told me, and I was crying. I was a little bit upset. And she said that they were going to release a balloon for her as well. So I thanked her. I didn't think much of it. And then rest of the evening, all I kept hearing in my head was that song, Dancing in the Sky, which is interesting. And I didn't think anything of it at the time. But when my auntie died a few months back, I think it was March, I had a picture, the last picture of her and my Uncle Ben sitting in front of the campfire. And I had made a little reel of it with angel wings behind her and put the song Dancing in the Sky to it. But I wasn't thinking of that. When I kept hearing this song in my head, Dancing in the Sky, I was like, yeah, dancing in the sky, not with me. Where the heck were you? Like, you didn't tell me that they were doing this. And the answer I got was that, I felt it, was that they did this service at some point when A, I would not have been able to get there, and B, I had a lot going on my plate at that time, and C, they didn't really want me there. And as hard as that truth is to understand, they didn't really want me there. And so if I had been there, it would have been even more painful to be there than if I didn't even know that it was happening. And so that wasn't good enough. I was a little bit pissed off still, to be honest with you. I was like, whatever. I still would have wanted to know. You still could have told me. So the next morning, I get up and my friend talks to me, and I'm talking to her, and she's telling me about the events of the day, and she's like, Tracy, you would never believe it. When we released these balloons, she's like, the two balloons, she said they intertwined, the strings intertwined, and they did a complete little dance in the sky. They were literally dancing in the sky. That's all we were all talking about, how they were dancing in the sky. Now, the thing about my auntie was that she was a big dog lover. Her dogs passed right before she did. She loved dogs so much. The thing about spirit is that they don't have physical bodies to communicate with speech. They use synchronicity, they use alignment, they use fluke, random, and chance. There is no such thing as coincidence. Well, there is, but it doesn't mean fluke, random, and chance. It means co means together. Incidences are happenings, together happenings. So the fact that I get all this information around my aunt at the same time that her dog is dying, that when they release the balloons for the both of them, they intertwine and they're dancing in the sky to the same song that I made a picture, a reel of for her. And the very last video that I have of my auntie, the thing you have to understand about her is she was a rocker through and through. She was in her 70s before she passed, but the last time I saw her, she's standing there in front of the TV in a trance, watching some rock concert on TV, literally rocking out as the dogs are going nuts all around her and chaos is all around her. She was dancing in the last video I have of her. The song Dancing in the Sky was the last video I made of her, and those balloons danced in the sky as my friend's dog, she came to get my friend's dog. That's how spirit communicates in your everyday life. And at that moment, I understood why she didn't come at that time. It would have been too painful. It wouldn't have been healing for me. It would have caused pain to me. It would have caused pain to them. It would have been more drama. And that's not how this was supposed to be. She did come to personally say goodbye. Not goodbye, but to let me know that she was okay on the other side. She did it in such a way that it is mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance. And all I could see in my head was that last memory I have of her pushing everybody out of the way and running down the stairs going, "There's my Tracy girl." She found a way to say goodbye. I know I'm emotional. I'm making a fool of myself here, you guys. I'm sorry. But I tell you this because as painful as all of that was, my auntie waited until the day that she knew I was going to hear the information to connect with me. She didn't come the day that I thought she should have. She came the day that I needed her there. And she found a really cool way to let me know she was there. And she came to help my friend's dog at the same time. So my family can have their little get-together without me. That's okay. I don't want to be somewhere I'm not wanted anyway. There is a lot of sacrifices that come with doing this job and being who I am, the crazy girl in my family. Definitely not getting rich or famous from any of that, and that's okay. That's not what I do this work for. I get up here with all of you and share these vulnerable stories with you and my pain and my journey, and dedicate myself to helping you guys because of how meaningful that it feels to me when I experience these situations, and how meaningful I know it is to all of you when I can help you experience them as well. If I can help even one of you understand that your loved ones are not gone, that they're still with you, they're still loving you, they're still guiding you along the way. And sometimes they don't show up when we think that they should, but they show up when we need them. And that's the point. And that's why I get up here doing this work, because it's not the same as when they were here in the physical. No, we're supposed to cherish the time that we get in the physical. That's why my grandmother has had me for the last decade traveling back and forth across the country trying to reunite them all with the time that they had left. And I don't regret it. They may have shunned me and they may not understand what I do or why I do it, but they have each other. And I give my grandma peace. And every single one of them got to know my auntie before she died. And she was a really cool person. So I don't regret any of that. And the people that are supposed to be in my life are in my life. And the work that I'm doing is extremely worthwhile and valuable. So anybody who is choosing to walk away is walking away from all of that. And that's their loss, in my opinion. So if you stuck around for all of those stories, I hope that you found some meaning or some wisdom in there. I hope that you will start to see that there is no such thing as fluke, random, or chance in your own lives. That fluke, random, or chance is energetic alignment. Your loved ones are pure energy now. They don't have a physical body to communicate with speech like you and I can. They are pure, high vibrating energy. And energy, the higher vibrational it is the more invisible it is. Like the blades of a fan, as they start going around really fast, they become invisible. You can see right through them. But that doesn't mean that they're not there. Stick your finger in there. You'll find out they're there. Your loved ones are still here too. They're still talking to you. They're still communicating with you. They are still loving you every single day, just in a different way. And if you can learn to understand their energetic synchronicity and alignment and symbols, you will feel their presence every single day. And I'll tell you, you can't put a price on knowing that, for example, that my auntie was with me yesterday. You cannot put a price on that. You cannot convince me that she was not there. It's mathematically impossible. She was there. And so that's all I wish to give all of you guys. So as we get into these messages from Spirit today, I want to remind you guys that your loved ones are talking to you. They are not talking to me. Just like they use my back history and the songs and whatnot to make me understand what they're trying to say, they do the same things with you guys. What do I mean by that? Let me say that better. I am literally the medium, the person in between. I was born in, or I'm in the physical reality, but I was born that I'm also able to perceive the non-physical reality as well. But your loved ones in non-physical don't speak with speech. They are pure energy, so they speak through energy. And we interpret the energy of the world around us through our senses: sight, touch, taste, smell, sound, whatever that might be. And then they communicate through my library. I call it my library: my thoughts, my feelings, my experiences. And they will show me whatever it is that they need to show me to get me to say what they need me to say, so you get the message they need you to get. But I am not in your life, you guys. You have to understand. They don't give me the backstory. They don't say, okay, say this and this and this because, and then give me the whole backstory. They don't tell me all that. They just say this. I had a mom and dad come through one time showing me pickles. And I'm like, why are you giving me pickles? What, your mom and dad are giving you pickles? And the lady's like, I don't even like pickles. Why are they giving me pickles? And I'm like, she doesn't like pickles. Why are you giving her pickles? And then they showed me dill pickles. And she's like, dill pickles? That is my son's nickname. That was her parents' way of talking about things that I can't know to prove that they're still there. But I'm not in her life to know that dill pickle is a nickname. She is. So if Spirit brings a message or a validation symbolically to you in that way, and I say, what does this mean to you? And you go, I don't know, you tell me, you're going to miss the message. You're going to waste our time. We're going to be here a long time. Because they're not talking to me, they're talking to you. They don't give me the backstory on why they tell me to say what they want me to say. My job is to perceive the energy, tell you what I'm picking up, and perceive the signs and symbols that they want me to say. Because for your loved ones, this is not about predicting your future. This is not about guessing what name or sign you wrote on a piece of paper before we connect. For your loved ones, when we connect, this is about them giving you details and validations of things going on in your life right now that I can't know, that prove that they are still here with you beyond the shadow of a doubt. So, if we connect today, sorry, I'm getting my own emotions out. Clearing my own face. Sorry, I did not expect to ball my face off on that, but that was an emotional weekend. Okay, so if we connect today, I want you guys to remember that you have to, first of all, tell me your focus. We've only got like 15 minutes up here with each and every one of you. Now my face looks like Rudolph. Oh well. So when I come to you, some of you have a lot of people on the other side, and I've only got 15-20 minutes with each one of you, and I want to make sure I get to right to the person that you want me to connect with. You can give me 1 or 2 people, but if you give me 3 or 4 people, you're going to overwhelm me. I can't bring through everybody here today at once. You guys, I want to remind you that I do this for a living. This is my business. And so if you find value in these messages that are being delivered, if you've already had a free message from Spirit through me already, then you can get a private reading. I do groups for low cost. I have a group coming up in a few weeks, 2 weeks actually. It's only $55 a person. There's also the THM Club, which is a very low cost version of these free readings that are for members only, twice a week on Zoom. And that guarantees you at least 1 message a month. There's many different things that I do to try to make this affordable and accessible to everybody from all budgets, because I truly believe that this should be available to everybody. But I want you guys to respect that the free readings, I try to make sure we get them to as many new people as possible. Because for all of you that have had a reading already, there's 10 more that have not. And there's 1,000 of you that deserve it. Do you see what I mean? So please respect that if you've already had a free message, others have not. So let them have that message, and help me help you, help support me by paying for a private reading or coming to one of my groups or signing up for the THM Club. That is what keeps me up here so I can do these free readings. Some people get up here and they charge money for the free readings on the lives and stuff like that. And to each their own, they do their work their own way. But for me, this is just about giving back to all of you. I just want to be able to help you guys. I just want you guys to be able to experience the kind of spiritual interactions and connections that I do in my own life, and healing. That's what I want for you guys. So The only rule that I ask, the only thing that I do ask is that you help me help you share the live. I experience extreme shadow banning from the technology, social media companies, and from my own dumb blonde head that is limited with technology. So if you guys want to keep me up here doing free messages from Spirit on a regular basis, then the only way I can do that is if I'm supporting myself in other ways. If I have my live read, if I'm, you see what I'm saying. So book a reading. But these are free. If you see me up here, these are free. The only thing I ask is that you help me help you and share the live. Share it to somebody who you think could use these messages. Share it to groups that you know have a bigger reach. Share it to the people that you think could find value in the messages that are being delivered. And one last thing, for any of you that have had a message through these free readings as well, I can't upload them again, or I can't like upload the video for everybody to watch again on TikTok because I can't upload more than 10 minutes or whatever, but I can on YouTube. So all of these videos that I do on TikTok, I upload them to my YouTube channel either today or tomorrow. They'll be uploaded. So if we do connect today or you want to see a repeat of these, just find me on YouTube. You can just search me under my name, Tracy Horseman. Okay, so let's get into how this works. All right, you guys. So this is how we do this on TikTok. So I kind of bounce back between the bigger accounts and the smaller accounts. First thing you have to understand is that I don't even know who I'm connecting with today. Spirit chooses. I want you guys to relax about if you haven't had a message yet or you want a message. Just know if you keep showing up to my lives, it's just a matter of time until you get a free message from me. Because as I said, I've been doing this for 10 years and I'm probably going to be doing it for another 40 more. So long as God puts breath in my lungs, I will keep getting up here and giving free messages from Spirit. So don't panic. I will come back again and you will get another chance. It's just a matter of time. The thing is that Spirit aligns people at the right moment, at the right place, at the right time. There's no such thing as accident. And if you're here watching these messages, even if I'm not reading for you, I want you to understand, again, synchronicity and alignment. Who I connect with in Spirit depends a lot on who is watching, because Spirit will bring forward the messages that will resonate with the most people that are watching as well. It's really fascinating how they do that. Again, if you've been watching me for any time, any amount of time, you will know what I'm talking about. There is a subtle alignment of energies throughout the entire readings whenever we do these. So it's really cool how they do that. Anyway, so if you are here and you are watching these, and even if you don't get a message from your own loved one today, but you hear me talking to somebody else and it sounds like that message could be for you too, it is. If you are resonating with something that is said, it is just as much for you as it is for them. That's how Spirit works. No such thing as fluke, random, or chance. All right. That being said, this is how this works. Make sure if you do not have a larger account and you can't add yourself to my live or add an invite to my live, then get a pen and paper because I have my business phone. I want to repeat for everybody. It's a business phone. This is my business. I do this for a business. And I have to repeat that because sometimes we get trolls that try to take my live down saying I'm giving out personal information. I am not. It's a business phone number. So this is how we do this. Get a pen and paper. If you do not have a larger account and cannot add yourself to my live, then you're going to have to call me if I call your name. Do not phone this phone number I'm about to give to you unless I call your name. So this is the phone number. 403-836-4455. But you have to make sure you are ready to be ready, because if you are not ready to be ready, if I say your name and I come to you and you don't call me within a certain quick few couple of minutes, I'm going to move along to somebody else. I'm in Canada, you guys. This is the biggest thing I have to stress to you guys. A lot of you guys are all over the world, which is what I love about TikTok. but I am in Canada. So if you are outside of Canada, you need to know how to call outside of Canada. That's the biggest block that we run into sometimes. Sometimes Spirit will choose somebody and I will say your name and then they're like, I can't phone. My phone won't let me phone because I'm in Canada. You got to figure out how to phone outside of Canada. So if you don't know how to do that, make sure you figure that out before I come to you so that you're not trying to figure it out when your name is called because you're going to miss it. We won't have time to wait for you to get ready to be ready. Does that make sense? All right, so we kind of bounce back and forth between the bigger accounts and the smaller accounts. If you have at least 1,000 followers, then you can add yourself to my live down here, which makes my life so much easier. All I have to do is click that little button, and then I have Spirit sitting right here, and I can feel their energy. And so all I do is I look at the names, and then Spirit chooses who I'm going to. When I come to you, all I ask is that you tell me who you want me to focus on, and then we jump right in. And then after we do those bigger accounts, I have to breathe because Spirit's like jumping in my head. After we go to the bigger accounts, then I go to the comment section. And in the comment section, please listen carefully because if you're a smaller account, the only way you're going to get read is if you are following my instructions. If you are have a smaller account, you're going to want to comment into the comment section that you shared the live. First, share the live. That's the requirement of getting a message is share the live. And so comment that you shared the live and then tell me who you want to focus on. So you can say mom, you can say Joe, you can say Bob, whoever it is. You could say my cousin, whoever it is that you want me to connect with. You say shared. Well, you share, then you say shared and who you want me to focus on. And so what I'm going to do is when I go to the comment section is I'm going to say a name. And that person is going to have just a few minutes to give me a call. And I'll put you on speakerphone so that everybody can hear the message as well. And we're going to go back and forth between the bigger accounts and the smaller accounts. Or between the comment section and the bigger accounts. You get what I'm saying, right? And that's how we do this. And I'm going to remind you again, if you don't get a message today, just come back and see me on Facebook later this afternoon. Follow me. And every day when I do these lives, it's just a matter of time until you get a message as well. Okay. My head is spinning. I can feel Spirit here so loud in my head. It's not even funny. I do want to remind you guys of one last thing before I open this up, is that when your loved ones, when we connect with you and we do the puzzle dump, which is where they throw all this information over my senses. I call it puzzle dump because it's like a bunch of little puzzle pieces. But because I'm not in your life, I'm not sure how those all fit together, right? So when we first connect, they drop all this information at me and I go all this information on you. And then we go back and figure out how that all fits. But one of the things that they do when I connect with you is they take me through their passing from their perspective, not from ours. Now, I want to clarify what I mean by that. They don't tell me that, hey, I died of leukemia or I died from like cancer and Alzheimer's. And no, they don't say that to me. They take me through their passing from their perspective. They tell me how they felt. That's what they do. I have no idea what disease they died from. I just know how they felt when they passed. That trips some of you up sometimes because sometimes we think that they die or they suffer, especially if it's like trauma or fire or something like that, right? Or say lung cancer or something, and they take one last breath and they're on the other side and they're like, it was quick and easy. And you're like, no, it wasn't. She laid in that bed and she suffered. They're like, no, I didn't. I was out cold. You had me drugged up. I was good. And then I just took a last breath and I was gone. You see what I mean? They will take me through their passing from how they felt. And that is always important because a lot of the times we think they suffered more than they do. I'll tell you this, I've learned this from doing this work, is that most souls, and I'm going to say it this way, most souls do not experience the suffering at the end of the life that we think they do, because God will take our soul before the soul experiences that level of pain. Even if they're still alive, the soul is kind of outside of the body, tethered to the body, if that makes sense. Most times, not all the time. I'll tell you this, you lived a life being a bastard here in the physical world and hurting people, then guess what? You might not get to step out of the soul or get to step out and be tethered to the body. You just might experience everything you dished out coming back at you at the end of life. I've seen that happen too. Not a single person gets away with anything in this reality. I'll tell you that. Nobody. Okay. Let's see who we got coming through today, you guys. I'm excited because in my meditation today, when I got up, Spirit had me up at 4:30 this morning. Usually I get up at 5, but the excitement from Spirit this morning for me to connect with you guys was elevated. And all I could feel was this gratitude this morning for their ability to be able to connect with you. I don't know who I'm connecting with today, but I do know that your loved ones are so excited to let you know that they heard your prayers, that they are here, they're not gone, and that they love you so much. That's the messages that I just kept pouring down. I was frustrated because I had to drive my daughter to the train station at 10 a.m. I would have been here at 8 a.m. had I not had to wait for my kids and stuff to get the heck out of the house before I could do my work. That's how excited they were. So I can't wait to see who we're connecting with. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's see who we got here. All right. Ooh, this, I felt thud. Hello?
Hello.
Who am I connecting to? Who am I talking to?
Hi, you're speaking to Tanita.
Tanisha? Did you say?
Tanita.
Tanita. Oh, what a pretty name.
Yeah,
Whoops, sorry, I'm kicking my camera as I say that.
no problem.
Okay, you definitely have spirit with you. Is this your heart beating or is this the soul that's coming through? Who do you want me to connect with? 10 questions at
My
the same
boyfriend.
time. Sorry?
My boyfriend.
Oh, see? When I tell you I woke up with so much excitement and eagerness and unconditional love, let me tell you. You say my boyfriend? Oh, yeah, he's here. And my heart is just a going. A little bit of that is coming from you, too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
A little nervous that I picked you.
It's a bit shocked, yeah?
Have you seen me read before, hun?
Yes, I have.
Perfect. All right, you ready to do this then?
Yep, let's go for it.
All right, let's do this. Both feet flat on the floor, hun. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Interesting. Okay, puzzle dump, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. So, as I connect to your energy, and even before I even connected to your energy, the second that I saw your name, I felt thud. And I kind of said that. Everybody heard me said, I felt this thud. I have to go to you. And so, what I feel when we do that connection exercise was the impact around the passing is sometimes I feel it like a thud. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He takes me to the breath. Okay, so let me try to slow this down a little bit. He's going really fast. He's so excited to be here. I'll tell you that. The thud is the distorted energy around somebody's passing is pain, grief, trauma, or sadness around somebody's passing. It can distort the energy field, kind of like water can distort sound. So even though you can hear underwater, it will sound muffled. It will sound, do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
as I connect to you, I feel the breakthrough of that muffleness going away. He's had enough of that. He wants you to know that he's here. He's been
Mm-hmm.
communicating with you a lot. And it's the thud of the suddenness or the impact around his passing. I can feel that we were not expecting him to pass when we did.
Mm-hmm.
My face keeps getting itchy, which is my sign of disfiguration, or that I did not look in death the way that I did in life. He's taken me to the breath. I take one last breath. I'm on the other side. I have some
Yep.
dizziness in my mind, which is sometimes inability to communicate before I pass.
Mhm.
or mental illness. I don't even know if this is mental illness though. I just feel like I'm confused or I can't communicate quite, and I'm on the other side. And then there's a mother figure behind him as well, but we will get to that in a minute. And then what he does is he jumps up and he goes, "Don't remember me that way." He's showing me the brain scoop, which is my symbol for trying to remove an image or a thought from your head where he doesn't want you to remember him that way. He doesn't want you to remember him the way he looked before he died. He wants you to remember how good looking he was. Aw. And then he gave you a ring. And it's interesting because you said my boyfriend, and he's saying, "Will you marry me?" And I feel like this is the one thing that he wishes that he coulda, woulda, shoulda done. I gotta slow
Wow.
down. Is some of this making sense?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
How did he pass, honey?
He had a heart attack.
That would make sense. It feels like the thud is like a big chaotic scene. Were you there when he had that heart attack?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't.
Because when you say he had a heart attack, he keeps showing me the brain scoop. I don't want you to remember that. I don't want you to remember that. And what's interesting about that is that even if you weren't there, I can feel that you've been visualizing that over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to understand what happened. Like, how did it happen? Yeah.
See,
Lots of questions around it.
this is what I mean when I say that your loved ones are going to bring up the things that you need to know that you need to have healed. He doesn't care if I know what happened. He's like, "Say this, say that, say this." Know that I was a little bit confused, a little bit dizzy. I took a last breath. I'm on the other side. And I think this is the mother figure, maybe not mom, grandma on the other side because I have the mother figure, but his mom is still here, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, she is. She is.
I got a smoker on the other side as well. Did he smoke?
Yeah, a lot.
So he's still smoking over there. That's interesting because you said, "Why did it happen?" He's like, "Could have been something to do with this. Maybe, maybe." And that's why he's like, "I'm so sorry." I think, he feels like one of these people that just kind of feel invincible, right? Like, I don't
Yep.
feel a huge buildup in the chest and lungs. Like, he feels kind of young still, too. I feel like he didn't have a lot of warning. It's almost like I didn't believe that this was going to lead to a heart attack. I didn't even think that we were as close to that as we were. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Were you guys together sometime? Because he keeps saying that his biggest regret was that we didn't actually put a ring on it.
Yeah, we had a lot of ups and downs, and in this last month before passing, he came back and he was perfect, and he spoke about it and he wanted to do it, and we had plans to fix everything, and yeah,
So
unfortunately he passed.
that's how he wants you to remember him. He wants you to know that he's not gone, though. He's still with you. Today feels significant. He's giving you a rose, which is birthday, anniversary, or a date that happens once a year. And I'm telling
It's
you,
his 1 month death anniversary.
shut up. Today is?
Yeah, yeah,
He's only been gone 1 month?
yeah.
Sweetheart, do you see what I mean when I say that they are not gone and it is mathematically impossible to be fluke, random, or chance? I just told you that they got up when I got up this morning. He's one of the souls that was pacing and waking me up, going, "Come on, Blondie, get up. We want to talk to our loved ones today, and today is an important day. I got things to say." The important part is that did you hear my story in the beginning, my big blubbery
Yes,
story?
I did.
So you know how to watch for the synchronistic alignment and subtleties that of his energy all around you.
Yeah, I actually heard a song today that he sent me about a week before passing, and was in the office walking around, and the song was playing randomly, and I was like, wow, okay, that's odd.
As you're saying that, he's playing Pretty Woman in my head by Roy Orbison. Aw, this man loves you so much, and he's like just wanting to thank you for taking him back. And I'll tell you this, that last energy. Remember how I said that my auntie, my last memory was her pushing everybody else out of the way and like hugging me and
Yes.
saying, "There's my girl." It's
Yeah.
kind of similar in his story, right? The way that this
Mhm.
ended, your last memories, where he pushed everything else out of the way and was like, there's my girl. I love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how he wants you to remember him.
Okay.
He's
Awesome.
thanking you for
Thank
the way
you.
that you laid him to rest. I see two places, distance or space. Um, is he got a connection with another city, another place, another something? I'm not sure where I'm going.
No, no.
I feel honored in two cities or two different places, and I don't know what this means.
Mm, it could be that, well, after he passed on, I found out that he was actually married. So that could be it. So yeah,
Oh shit.
that's been a lot of my heartache. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit. I'm sorry, honey. So he just outed himself. He's like, and when you said that, I felt this pop of energy. Remember that bam that I felt when I first came to you? I
Yeah.
felt the release. See, he's saying that he's sorry for that. It's so interesting, the synchronicities and alignments, even in me sharing my story about my family keeping information from me and how the dead will be able to bring you that information. This information, know that he's grateful that that information came out. And now I understand the importance of him giving that ring to you. The biggest mistake in his life was not separating from the life that he knew that he was not supposed to have and being with the one that he wanted to be with.
Yeah. He did say he one of his last words to me was, "You try having or wanting something you really want, but you can't have it because you're forced to be in a situation." It feels like he was forced into that. And yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I think it's free now. Not that he doesn't love her. Like I said, I feel honored in two places, but his love for you is sweet and special and romantic. And he said, "Don't forget Frisky." Oh my goodness. Ha ha. Oh. As he's pulling his energy back, I felt cigarette smoke. I felt like I could smell it. Um, have you smelt? Because I don't think you smoke, do you?
No,
I didn't
no.
think so. Because he said, that's me, you know. That's me, you know. Sometimes when they step forward in energy, we will feel them interpret their energy through our senses. You might see a glimpse of something. You might smell something. You might hear something that's not really there. You see what I'm saying? Have
Hmm.
you smelt a burst of cigarette smoke around you
Yeah,
that wasn't
I did.
actually there?
Yeah, yeah.
He wants you guys to know that he's reunited with his grandmother on the other side. And I think that's important because if his parents are still here, you need to know that somebody came to get him and he did not spend a single second alone on that side.
Okay, okay.
He's pulling his energy back, hun. He said the good news is now that he's in spirit, he's in pure love, light, and peace, and he can go where he wants to go and be who he wants to be. And he connected us today. His soul is never going to leave you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I hope that was helpful, hun.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
You're very welcome. Take care. Wow. So, spirit, when I tell you this, I'm just preparing y'all. If you're connecting with me today, I'm preparing y'all because I'm seeing I've been doing this work long enough. Remember how I said that there are subtle alignments in every live reading? I think today's subtle alignments are how spirit can bring you information even after they're dead, how spirit can burst secrets, how they can reveal things to you. That's what I was saying to my auntie. Okay, fine, my family didn't give me the information I needed, but what about you? How about you didn't align me? Oh, yeah, they do. It's just that they do on their schedule, not ours, because they know when we can handle it. The key. All right, I'm going to put my big old specs on and go into the comment section. So if you have a smaller account and you can't add yourself to the live and you would like a message, you have to phone me on my phone, but only if I call your name. Make sure you share the live, then you comment that you shared the live and tell me who you want to focus on. And Spirit's going to choose who we come to. And if I say your name, you got to phone me right away. All right. Here we go. Faith, my mom, shared, and my mom. Oh, that's a new one. That's so cool. I don't even know who did that. Just so you guys know, I don't know much about how to work those really cool gift things that you guys give me. But I will figure it out. Faith, who wanted to talk to her mom? Where is it? I saw it. It was Faith. That's very easy to remember. Huh. So let me see if she's here. Oh, she's on this. Perfect. Hello?
Hello.
Is your first name Faith?
Yeah.
Awesome. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Are you driving, hun?
No, I'm sitting in a parking lot. Hold on, let me
Oh,
put my earphone in so I can hear you better. Okay. Can you hear me better?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Awesome. Oh, your mom's a force to be reckoned with, isn't she? Let me tell you. You said it's mom, right?
Yeah.
This lady's like, let's get to it. Let's go. I didn't line this up for nothing. Let's move it. I'm like, all right, calm down. Have you seen me read before, Faith?
No, someone in your comments actually shared this to me.
Thank you guys. See, that's what this is about. I'm so glad they did because I get shadow banned to high heaven. So just know that spirit aligned you here. No such thing as synchronicity, or I mean, as fluke, random, or chance. It is synchronicity and coincidence. Okay, she's like, she heard you. Just get going. Your mom, let me tell you.
That sounds like her.
Did you see me read for the lady before? At least you kind of got a understanding of how
Yeah.
to do this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, both feet flat on the floor, hun. We're gonna
Okay.
start with the connection exercise. What I want you to do is close your eyes, and when I'm done talking, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to picture that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me, and give me a minute to focus. Okay. Puzzle dump, are you ready?
Mhm.
She's very strong, I'll tell you that. Her energy is extremely strong. Right away, she jumps up and down and she's playing the song, I'm good, da 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 da, best effing night of my life. That song. Like she's showing me the body scan, which is my symbol for more than one issue in the body or pain throughout the body. She's making me feel like she had a lot of pain. Now, I'm not sure if that's emotional or physical. And then I go right to the head and I got a lot of spinning. Now, the spinning can be a few things depending. We'll go back and figure out how this fits to you after. I just got to let her get all this information out. But the spinning thoughts can mean a couple of things. Either it's depression, anxiety, mental illness, spinning thoughts, or I was actually in an accident where I'm spinning, or it can be even dementia, Alzheimer's, stroke, inability to say goodbye. We'll get to how that means in a minute. My throat burns. Sometimes it could also be addiction or substance, some kind of substance that distorts my thinking in some way, shape, or form. I'm not exactly sure how all this will put these pieces together in a minute. What I do know is this is everything I experience. And the first thing she says is she jumps up playing that song, going, I'm good, baby, I'm good, I'm here. I'm not in any pain. I'm loud. I'm proud. You can still hear me. And I don't care where you are. I don't know if you're at work or what the heck is going on. She's like, I will find you wherever you are. You didn't even know I was here, but I knew you were going to be here. And she feels so relieved to let you know that you are no longer separated by distance or space and you can't kill love. And then she goes, make sure you tell her that I have great hair. Oh, thank you for my hair. I feel a lot of gratitude for the hair. I don't even know what that means yet.
That's so funny.
Okay, some of this making sense to you?
Yeah, a lot of it actually.
How
I
did your
was
mom?
skeptical. My mom died of liver cirrhosis. Um, she was an addict. Yeah, and I didn't. I had sent her call to voicemail a week, and then a week later, she was in the hospital, and I got to say I love her over the phone, but at that point she wasn't talking anymore, and
She couldn't.
she yeah.
She heard everything you said, honey. She heard everything you said. Are you at work right now?
I am working.
Because that's what she keeps saying. I love your work. I love your work. I'm with you at work. I'm with you at work. Tell her I'm there at work. I need her to know that I see that she's working. I need her to know that I see the woman that she's become. And she is so damn proud of you for everything you have accomplished in your life. She needs you to know. See, I told you there was a subtlety behind today's readings. And the thing about it is that our relationship with them doesn't stop just because their physical body is not here anymore. Your mom's soul is now in pure love, light, and peace. And she was not able to be the mom that she wanted to be to you here in the physical world, but she is able to be the mom that you need her to be now. And she is with you wherever you go. She's seeing your accomplishments and she's watching you heal, she said. She showed me this. Did you just go through a challenging breakup, or this is struggle or challenge in a relationship? Doesn't necessarily mean a romantic relationship, but a relationship.
Me and her had a difficult relationship. My mom, like, she left when I was very young, but we always still had a phone relationship. I didn't get to see my mom before she passed. The last time I saw my mom was in '05, and even though she left me, we still always talked, but it's like she didn't know how to come back after that, and she was dying of liver cirrhosis. She knew that she was going. So, I don't think she wanted me to see her like that. So, we would always get into it about, I want to see you, Mom. I want to see you. And yeah, but it's
As
just,
you're describing all that, she's thanking. Here's the thing. So I get messages as you're validating the information they already gave me. And what I was getting as you were saying that was an extraordinary feeling of gratitude. And then I hear Frank Sinatra singing, I did it my way. And she's showing me the brain scoop, which is where I don't want you to remember me that way. She keeps taking me back to when you said that she was separated when she was like 3. I saw her heart break in a million pieces. That's like when the addiction, I think, ramped up, and it feels like it ramped up because she was trying to comfort herself. I don't know what happened in her world there, but I felt the bottom break out of her world, and she didn't know how to be the mom that you deserved. And I think she tried to cope with alcohol.
yeah. Yeah, she struggled a lot with that. She had lupus also. A very hard life. She was an orphan herself as a child, so yeah. But thank you that all this stuff, like, thank you. I needed to hear that.
She keeps showing me a picture from when you were little.
No,
She wants to know that she knows you have that, and she loves that picture of you and her.
thank you. Oh, you're making me so emotional.
I promise you
Oh,
she's not going, sweetie. You just got to keep talking to her. You got to tell her that you need to see her. You need to tell her to send you a sign. You need to tell her to make it obvious. She's sending you sunflowers and pumpkins. And I'm not sure what the heck that is. You are sunshine. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. That's why I'm seeing the sunflowers. She's singing that song. She really connects with you a lot to your
this
music.
is really creepy, honestly. You're freaking me out a little bit because she used to sing that to me as a child. Like, I swear to God. That is mind blowing. Oh my.
Why do you think my family won't let me around funerals? They go, we don't want your crazy ass here. I show up to a funeral and they go, you shut up today. And it's like, I didn't say nothing, man. You think I creep you out? That's why I have to do this for a living because,
And
yeah.
she used to call me Pumpkin. So that's crazy. I'm just, oh, that's crazy.
She's still with you, sweetheart, for the rest of your life. She's still going to be with you. Just understand that when you're thinking about her, it's because she's there. When you smell those smells that remind you of her, she's there. When you feel her presence, when you remember things, she's with you. She just said, when you look out into a crowd and you see somebody that looks like her, that's her way of letting you know she's shopping with you or wherever you are. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
She's going to show you, and I think she's going to do that a lot. Have you seen people when you're out and about that kind of remind you of your mom?
Mm, sometimes, like, I'll get like funny vibes. Like, I I still honestly haven't grasped that she's gone yet. Like, I go to call her still. There's stuff that reminds me of her on the daily. Yes.
So here's the thing. She wants to spend time with you the way that she wanted to your entire life, but wasn't in a position to. So, what that means is that when you go grocery shopping, when you are celebrating an event with your family, when you are having a hard day and you're out and about, what you're going to see is in the crowd, you're going to see somebody that looks just like your mom or somebody with the same name as your mom or whatnot. And that's going to be your mom's way of letting you know that she's with you now. She might not have been able to be the best version of herself, to be the mom you deserved in your physical world, but she is doing everything she can in her energetic soul presence to be the mom that you deserve now. Death or life does not end when the physical body goes away. It's just changes. The way we communicate changes. So she did, when you said, I haven't quite grasped she's gone, she said, don't you ever grasp it. Don't you ever. You just keep talking to me. You keep telling me you need signs and symbols, and I will keep creeping you out on a daily basis.
Thank you so much for this. I appreciate it.
You're very
This is
welcome.
wonderful. Thank you to the person who sent it to me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I
You were
appreciate
spot on, though. She really did call me Pumpkin, and she used to sing that song to me as a child.
That's awesome. All right. Well, just know that this will be posted to YouTube either later today or tomorrow morning so that you can watch it again and you can share it with your friends and family.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're
Have
welcome.
a good day.
You're
Bye
very
bye.
welcome. Bye-bye. See, guys, that is the importance of sharing the live. And that is why the deep state shadow bans the crap out of me. Because hurt people. But healed people, they go out and heal people. They go out and be happy people. They smile at somebody. I just made somebody smile. Now that person can go smile at somebody else. And that person they smile at or they help, it just might be my son or daughter. That's how we make the world a better place, one soul at a time. All right. I kind of have to pee, but we can do one more here. We can do one more. Let's see, where are we going? I think I have a young soul here. Who do I have here with me? Ooh, we have quite a few people here today. Hold on, guys. Who is this? Hello? Oh, is it connected? We'll see if it connects. It's not connecting, my friends. Okay. I've never had that one happen. I'll try to come to somebody else, maybe. This is how spirit, this is what I'm telling you guys. I don't choose, spirit does. So if I choose the wrong person, I can't choose the wrong person. Spirit won't go to the wrong person. Where am I going? Bum, 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 bum. Okay, here we go. Oh, my nose.
Hello,
Hi. Who am I talking to?
Cherise.
Charisse, how are you?
Good in yourself.
Good. Did you you felt really shocked?
Yeah, I was actually.
It was almost like, is this real? Am we live? What? Hello? It's the kind of energy I felt.
Yeah, that's correct.
Awesome. Are you in South Africa?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I got the accent right. Woo! Oh,
Well done. Not many people get that right.
You know why? Because one of my best friends, who I don't talk to anymore, but I still love her, she was South African, and you sound exactly like her. I had to do a double take. I'm like, is that Linda? Is that Linda?
Yeah.
Please let me know that you guys are okay over there before I start this. I've heard a lot of scary stuff coming from South Africa.
Yeah, we're okay. We're kind of immune to it.
Yeah, that's how she talks too. See, we're getting horror stories over here in Canada. We're seeing like dead white farmers everywhere you look, and they're like pumping out the stories that it's mass genocide where you guys are. So you guys are okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Awesome. Good to hear. All right. Well, thank you for that because I've been asking God to give me some proof of what I've been hearing. Like, let me know if they're okay. So good to hear. Okay, so who do you want me to connect with today, Shanice? It's Shanice, right?
Cherise.
Sharice.
Yeah.
Who do you
Well,
want me to connect with?
my dad passed away, and I've got two very good friends that passed away.
You don't say, because like I said before I connected with you, I felt like I had a young soul here, and my nose started just a going. So I don't know if I'll be able to bring all through all three, but we'll see what we got that comes through. Okay. I
Okay.
definitely know your dad's here because he's like front and center.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen me read enough to know how this works?
Only tonight, yeah.
All right. Today's the first time you saw me read?
Yes, it's the first time I came across it, yeah.
Okay, let's do this. Both feet flat on the floor.
Yep.
I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take a deep breath. Picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Okay, definitely starting with dad. Puzzle dump, are you ready?
Yeah.
First thing I hear is the song Daddy's Hands, which is my symbol for father figure, or somebody on dad's side of the family. Right away, I got the breath thing. I don't know if this was heart attack or his last memory was taking a last breath. I almost feel like it was the last memory because he shows me that he jumps right up on the other side. He's like, make sure she knows I can move. I got all my mobility back. He's definitely emphasizing free mobility on that side. And I have the holding of the hand, which is my symbol for that I knew people were with me or that I was not alone when I took my last breath. I see the light switch, which is my symbol for choices and decisions, having to make choices and decisions around somebody's passing. And I see my symbol for we're together, we're together, we're together. I see the white blanket going around the lady's shoulders here in the physical world. Now, I'm not sure if that's you or mom, because I see three people. Actually, I'm not sure. We'll get to that in a minute. He put the white blanket around a bunch of people. Is your mom still here in the physical world, hun?
Yes.
I thought so. And then right away, your dad is just making me feel like with all that information coming through, he's making me feel like the ending, while it was not, he didn't want to go, it was definitely his time. Like, I feel like the quality of life was not there. And I feel like the family came together and let him go. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
How did your dad pass, hun?
He had lung cancer and he died of a heart attack.
Oh, wow. Ha ha. So it was everything that he was showing me. See why it's important?
Everything, yeah.
They don't tell me that. They take me through how it felt for them. So what I love about that is that the lung cancer really restricted his ability to move and be active the way that he
It
wanted
did,
to.
yeah.
And so then the end came quick for him at the end. But here's the thing, I really feel like he had time to make peace with his passing, though. Like everybody came together at the end. And he has so much gratitude for that. Like, I don't know, I hope this doesn't come across the wrong way, but he said he had the most beautiful passing and the most beautiful funeral ever. Like he's saluting, which is my symbol for respect. I don't know if that necessarily, sometimes it can be a symbol for a connection with fire, police, military, ambulance, something like that, a connection with the uniform in some way. But a lot of times it means respect as well. And there's just a huge amount of gratitude for the way that I was laid to rest. And reassurance is the word that I'm looking for. Just appreciation and reassurance around this. Wanting you to know that he is watching over mom. And I see, do you have two siblings as well? Or is
Yes, I
it,
do.
that's what I thought. all three kids and mom as well, is what he's telling me. He's watching over all of you. Is somebody in a different city or country, though? Like I see 2+1.
Yeah, my brother's in Ireland.
He's in where?
Ireland.
I don't even know what that is. Is that a country?
Yeah, Ireland?
Oh,
Irish?
Ireland. I thought you said island. I'm like, I've never heard of a
No.
country called Island. Island. That's a cool name. Anyway, Ireland. See, accents.
Yes.
He knows because he shows two over here and one there. He's watching over the whole crew. Now that he's in the non physical, he's not separated by the physical body anymore. He can go where he wants and do what he wants and be with who he wants.
Well, that's amazing.
Are you married, Charisse?
Yes, I am.
Because he's giving kudos to your husband as well. He's giving love to your husband as well. It feels like you've been married for some time, and he loves him like a son as well. Do you
Yeah, he
understand?
barely knew my husband, but yeah, my husband's been standing by me the whole time, so.
And that's why he would be validating in that way, because he's making me feel like the energy. I knew him well. I knew him well. I knew him, or I know him well. Because to them, it doesn't matter if they didn't know them in the physical. They are still alive in the non-physical. So they're spending time with you every single day. And so if you have said to yourself, he barely got to know him here, your dad's like going to say to me, I know him very well. And I'm sending love to him as well. And thank you for being there for my daughter.
Oh, that's awesome.
Put a ring on it, he said. Are you guys married?
Yes, we are.
So he attended the wedding in spirit. Was he already on the other side when you passed?
No, we actually brought the wedding forward so that he can be there.
So he's thanking you for that. So that, see what I mean? They will show me symbolically what they need to show me symbolically. So I will say what they need me to say, but I don't always know what it means until after you validate it. So what I get from that is your dad is talking about put a ring on it, you putting a ring on it and hurrying that up so that he could be a part of that and thanking you for that. Okay, the friends that passed. Now, somebody passed suddenly, unexpectedly, or traumatically also feels like from the heart or a tragedy, like very suddenly, unexpectedly. Do you understand that? He's taking me to the face and I feel disfiguration, or I didn't look in death the way that I did in life. Do you understand that?
Could it be a motorbike accident?
Yes, that's accident, trauma. You see what I'm saying? Sudden, unexpected trauma. That would make sense. But see, here's the thing. They don't say I died in a motorcycle accident. They say it as I felt the disfigurement in the body. And I feel, remember in the beginning, I don't know if you were listening at the beginning or if you were here at the beginning, when I was explaining that sometimes when they go through a traumatic experience, the soul doesn't quite exit. The soul, let me say this better. Sometimes when they're in extremely traumatic experience, or physically or emotionally, the soul exits the body but stays tethered to the body with like a spiritual umbilical cord, if you will.
Okay.
He's making me feel like that was his situation. He did not experience the impact or the trauma to the body, but he knew that there was no going back into that body and living the quality of life he wanted, so he chose to exit quickly and unexpectedly.
That makes a lot of sense because his brother told me that he would have been brain damaged if he did survive.
That's what he's talking about. And so he's thanking everybody for knowing that. He chose to exit so that he didn't want to put them through that. But he's making me feel like at least I died doing what I love. I don't regret that. No regrets, baby. No regrets.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
He likes your dad. They're getting along quite fancily over there. I saw beer, I saw cheers.
Yeah, that sounds about right for both of them.
Now, the other gentleman that passed feels more like we knew it was coming. Because what I just heard, and I don't know if he was married or whatnot, but he just said, please let them know I'm okay. Just let them know I'm okay and it's over. As long as it's over now. I'm okay and it's over. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I think he was an alcoholic, and he was battling with it and it was busy tearing his family apart.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. But now that's why I don't get the backstory on what that means, but that's what I mean when I say they're talking to you. So he's just stepping forward briefly to let you know that he is okay on the other side, and let his family know that he's okay and the suffering is over. He's not going to put them through any more trauma. But again, I say it again: hurt people, and he's not a hurt person anymore. Now that his soul has exited the physical body, he is in pure, unlimited love, light, and peace. And so he is never going to leave them. He is going to keep aligning synchronicities and alignments all around them, trying to heal the situation that was left distorted, just like in the beginning with my story that I started with. It's not over just because his soul has crossed over. He's going to do everything in his power to try to help heal it from the other side. Does that make sense?
Beautiful. Yeah, that does.
Please know they're all safe and at peace on the other side, and your dad very much is still with you. Um, I'm definitely seeing barbecues and something about Australia as well. Do you have a connection in Australia?
No,
I'm seeing kangaroos. You don't have kangaroos in South Africa, do you?
no.
I didn't think so. How do you understand barbecues? As I'm pulling the energy back, I feel like he's wanting you to know that he's going to be attending something that's coming up. I'm seeing barbecues and I'm seeing kangaroos.
That's quite a combination, eh?
Well, did you hear the lady before? They showed me sunflowers and then I saw pumpkins and then I was hearing "You Are My Sunshine" because her grandma used to sing that song to her and call her pumpkin because spirit speaks symbolically. So the thing is, when you come to me, if there is something that is planned or coming up, your loved ones are going to bring it up. If you've been talking about wanting to take a trip somewhere, your loved ones are going to bring it up. If there's something you've been thinking about that I can't know, they're going to bring it up because what they do is trying to prove that they are not gone, that they are still here. I feel like your dad is talking about he's going to be attending the barbecue or the event that's coming up, and somebody wants to take a trip to Australia, or there's something about Australia as well.
Who knows? Maybe my brother's gonna end up in Australia.
I was just going to say, it feels like Australia is around your brother. Is he thinking about moving?
Always.
You watch him say, I think I'm going to move to Australia. When he does, you can go, ha ha, Dad said you were going to say that.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Because that's how you get a message to the skeptics and let them know that love never dies. Your loved ones are never gone. They see what's coming up and what's all around you. And again, he gives you the barbecue. Do you guys not eat meat? Why does he keep barbecuing? I feel like he loves the barbecue.
Yeah, he used to love his barbecue.
And you don't barbecue enough, do you?
No, not in winter, and currently we're in winter, so yeah.
Ah, that's why. He's like, no excuses. Welcome to Canada. Oh, okay, because your dad has had my access to my library. Us Canadians, we barbecue in 10 feet of snow while it's pouring down. Whatever. If you can get the lid open and turn it on, it's workable. We can barbecue. He's like, that's bullshit. You tell her she can barbecue.
I thought South Africans were bad.
Big baby. Talk to me when you're outside barbecuing in a parka. Aw, your dad loves you so much. All your loved ones are there with you on the other side and very happy to let you know that love never dies. They're still with you, still communicating with you, and still experiencing life with you, just in a different way. So keep watching for those synchronicities and alignments and know that love never dies.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I hope that was helpful.
It was. Have a good day.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
All right, you guys, I really got to pee now, and I'm going to take a minute and wet my whistle, and then I will be back at 3 p.m. on Facebook today. More free messages and validations from your loved ones. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you for helping me, helping you share these messages, helping that lady that just got helped because you guys shared these messages. I can't do this alone. Spirit can't do this alone. We're all in this together. Alignment and synchronicity. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you again very soon.